This Wu dominated. What do you think about Wu just popping it up here with the Jack-10 off, Maria?
I think Wu knows what he needs to do to get Chidwick off the best hand. He's going to do it. Okay, well, no, not with that flop.
Not this time.
If it were maybe just a different board.
Have we seen Chidwick win a pot today? I mean, he's got 700,000. He was over $1 million for a while. But I don't recall him stacking chips as he will do in this hand.
Oh, it's not okay.
Content human being, Stephen Chidwick.
I realize the climbing gym is just code word for factory. It's all starting to come clearer. Like, is it shaping up for Mr. Wu?
You haven't said anything about the Austrian factories for the German poker players. You're just going right to AI, huh?
Top 2 for Stevie. And Wu turning a pair. I mean, normally when you turn some showdown, you might want to check it, but I don't know if checking is in Wu's vocabulary. Okay, thank you. I don't want to see you lose more chips, Mr. Wu.
Stevie does, though.
Steve checked to Wu on the flop when the ace hit. Wu had let out pre-flop.
Like Rigby, Chidwick, a big stoic guy.
Yeah. Well, British. They're stoic just by birth. You don't have to, you know, take a pledge to be stoic if you're British.
It's all the fish and chips.
Could be the mushy peas.
I think it's the fish and chips one.
Well, I'm just saying, it could be. But
I think it's
you
unlikely.
seem to know. You seem to know. That's fine.
I work in percentages. You're going to put a bunch of mushy peas in the middle.
140? What is it?
Mr. Wu, you never know with this guy, Maria. Anything is possible.
Well, he certainly has caught a couple people bluffing. So
He
maybe.
does block a straight, blocks ace-jack.
500.
Oh!
What?
Oh!
Mr. Wu!
Mr. Wu!
Turns up the Wuju.
Whoa, whoa, guys, I cannot say I saw this coming.
What a moment for Stephen Chidwick, and he is going to give it up.
Mr.
Wu
Wu!
gonna show it? Is he gonna show?
No.
Of course not. Of course
Did your
not.
friends tell you what the
Of course
design
not.
had
Mr.
on
Wu
that
never
card?
shows. You know that, Maria.
I
Wow.
opened you 3-bet.
That was amazing.
He's acting like he doesn't even want to fold his
Come on,
hand. It's
Oh.
so
Never shows, but he
It's
does
sorry.
tilt it a little.
Kinda flashed it.
He had.
Stevie, look at
good. It's a red card, Stevie.
Did Stevie see the red 10? Or the
I
red
know what
jack?
you had. and I know
What
you
a
folded.
main event moment by Mr.
I know
Wu.
what you-
One overcard to Aaron's nines. As he looks down at his chips. Prequel to usually putting them in the middle.
Klein might be feeling pretty good about those fours as well, considering a lot of the times he might be putting Aaron's on some overcard type hands in order
Yeah,
to raise pre-flop.
there's a check raise.
2.2.
And raising, trying to fold out what he's hoping is overcard equity, but really Aaron's with a strong enough hand, I think, to continue against this check raise.
Bill Klein looking cool as ever, but he does see Aaron's match his wager to build a pot to $6.5 million.
Stack to pot ratio at 1 right now.
Call.
The pot size is bigger than everything they've got behind. Critical river card. Comes the 5 of diamonds.
Come on.
Oh,
All
wow.
in. And it's Aaron's with the shorter stack. A decision for his tournament life.
Oh, it Looks like
Cards
he's
in hand, and he
greedy.
folds and
Wow.
Klein with the bluff shove.
He asks if he wants to see. Oh.
Sin Ren Chen. Note that China's Lu in there with ace-queen, closing things.
Could have one somewhat brewing between Chen and Rigby.
Top pair versus bottom pair. As the ace-queen comes up empty. Chen following through for 7,000. Rigby, a quick call for a diamonds interaction. A lack of interaction, of course, for Mr. Lu.
He's in as well, Ali.
Interesting. Yunyan Lu wants to see the turn, and it is a fantastic turn for Rigby, who's now picked up the diamond draw and a gutter. Both the ace X's have also picked up a gutter of their own. That card not appearing to be of concern for Sin Ren Chen.
Let's see if Rigby goes for raise as opposed to call. Both seem like ideas. Looks like he is just going for call. Lu, of course, has seen enough at this point.
22,000 a man as we're down to heads up in an almost 80K pot, and the river is top two for Chen. Decides to check it over to Rigby, and he jams.
Puts him in, Ali.
Now here's the thing, Nick. Rigby with the reputation for playing that diaper, the deuce three.
Wow, the presence of the diaper in his range is very daunting at this point. You're right. 94 bigs all in. It's a little bit sick for Chen.
Oh.
Does get through. Bravo, sir. Legend grows.
Into the bin it goes as Nick
Doesn't
Rigby
show it, Ali.
gets that one through. No question that a pair of threes was not the winner.
And for Vampen, we do have a decision. Closing the action.
Is that Bradley Cooper on the rail, like on the back end of a bender?
Visions of the four of diamonds has to be going through Vampen's mind. I see it as well, Ali. Cooper on a bender. Look at this, by the way.
Upstairs we go as Vampen leans.
Of course, Rigby nowhere to go but fold. Toby, we would think, just goes for the call.
I quite like this from Vampen, by the way, because it's Rigby who he knows is going to be up to no good with some frequency, and then Lewis caught in the middle.
It's quite interesting, too. Vampen checked flop back in position. Now he's saying that he has 3 10s or queen 10. Of course, he could be claiming to have checked 5s or 6s on the flop, but it's not that likely. And for Toby to interfere with his main value hand in this line, it's interesting. Calls.
This one's going to be interesting if both holdings are unimproved on the river.
It's really swollen. Just south of 2.3.
Oh, and a board pairing 5 of hearts on the river. Let's see whether or not Lewis is going to be concerned about the prospects of a boat. He's going to proceed with some caution in the form of a check, although check raise is obviously available to him, provided that Vampen indulges. 8 high, no showdown whatsoever.
Wow, he does shove, Ali.
Wow.
How much is that?
From
I have a flush, you know that, right? King Jack of Hearts or something. It's the only fucking hand I beat. King Jack. Do you even call King Jack off? Probably not. King Jack suited. Why would you raise turn? You're not going to.
Now it's starting to feel like he's going to get away, Ali, as you were saying.
Oh, the blender setting is liquefy.
It's weird when it makes so little sense. It sort of feels like they have it in a weird way.
It would just be an outrageous bluff. All right.
Oh,
it does
my.
get through for Vamp,
And he shows it.
7-8, baby. Let's f***ing go. Try to torch it, but
Did try to torch it.
I'm a f***ing monster. Let's do this.
Helmuth got the music blaring, raising it up with pocket nines.
That's his hand, 2
We were
9s.
making
It
fun. I
is.
was sitting next to Ivy.
Daniel's got a playable king
They're like,
queen,
"Not-
or sorry, king queen, queen
Go Phil," and
3
they're like, "Not
suited.
good, Phil, Helmuth."
He's gonna make the call. Okay, 10, 10, 7, 2 spades. Helmuth out right away with the bet. 1800 into 36, so half pot.
Yeah, again, two options here for McDaniel. Call or raise. He decides to call.
Check.
Check, check on the queen of diamonds turn. Ace of hearts on the river.
Yeah, McDaniel doesn't need to bluff this with the king high. Helmuth with a little 1k bet here. He likes to do that.
Yeah, I think you see a lot from Helmuth like this. I wonder if we're going to see a raise similar to what we saw earlier with these two players. Helmuth had the
That's right.
4. And look, here we go again. I mean, good recognition here from McDaniel. This is how he would have to win the pot. So, and Helmuth does not like it.
He blocks some of the missed draws here with the pocket nines. It's less likely that McDaniel has a hand like 8-9 or Jack-9. Does he still find the call here?
Canada.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important here that Helmuth has specifically what he has. 2 9s without the 9 of spades. So
1800. I raised before the flop. I bet the flop, so obviously I have an overpair. Well, they play really weird against me. 56. You giving it to me? Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Wow. He's sticky, so I had visions of beating the big pot.
Phil's also thinking,
And the big one. Yeah.
what's the worst hand that McDaniel raises for value here?
Okay, buddy.
shows the 2 9s. Into the muck they go.
He's gonna show it, isn't he?
Show the. Oh, look
There
at
it is,
that.
man. He couldn't help it. He called with the king and a 3. He did try to give me the money. Ah. What the fuck? I didn't. I thought you were smarter than fuck with me. But.
Just one time. One time.
No.
It was worth $10,000.
It's always like a, no. It's always
do that to you, Phil.
no. It's always like a chip. I always bust the guys that fuck with me. Always. They get away with it once, and they're like, "Well, Phil's a great player. He'll make another laydown." Something seemed wrong there. I knew it. Is that what you did last time? When it came 6-6 deuce, you raised me on the river with nothing.
Yes. Or no, that was a value, right?
Well,
2100.
I paid to be here,
You
and
play
I'm
this
sitting
hand.
next to you. Okay.
Okay, you paid to be here, so you have the right to ask me
No.
questions all day.
That's just what differentiates me from the other 8 million.
It's crazy. And they are at least.
I got
calling, if
super
not
lucky.
re-raising.
I like won the lottery in my mind to sit next to you. So I just want a few questions. It's not much to ask.
Let's talk after the hand.
Helmuth here opened 8s under the gun, 2100. Chen flatted ace jack of diamonds. Rigby, who hasn't been involved in some recent hands, decided, you know what, I gotta stay active here, so I'm gonna call 10-7 off.
3 players.
3 ways to the flop.
Three, four, five, 3 hearts out there right now.
3,000.
No hearts for either player.
Yeah, that flop has nobody's name on it. Phil coming out firing on this board.
Will this be one of the 9 bluffs?
Look at this. Rigby with the float with just a gut shot. No hearts in his hands.
Check.
I mean, this is the perfect time to take control.
Is this one of the bluffs? I'm folding 8s to you, so that's 1. 2. Yep.
Bro, he's coming. He's coming.
Oh, man.
Shows in the 10 high, no hearts.
There's an 8. And a 10. And a 3.
Definitely a setup here to have top pair against Nacha, perhaps with the realization that having 2 pair with this type of texture is going to be vulnerable. So we'll go ahead with the check raise and fast play it. And this is precisely the type of setup spot you're hoping for, is for your opponent to have top pair when you have 2 pair, because you know there could be a lot of bad turn and river cards that'll kill your action. Surely a diamond will kill your action. Something that fills in the straight will kill your action. So yeah, nice to be blocking the straight as well with Korn's hand, in particular that 7, playing a significant role in this decision.
But he will commit 4 million more chips with top pair. What a run out this has been. 1 or 2 stacks? Just 1.5. Wasn't it?
It's a little less than quarter pop.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
That is sick. I love it. Korn turning his hand into a bluff, targeting that very small sizing, and that might make Konakchev regret going for this sizing. What a boss move by Korn. Doesn't block any diamonds, but blocks the straight like I had mentioned.
Is it aces up? Is it a flush? Is it a straight? And the cards, the bracelet winning cards go into the muck, and the bluff is shown.
Oh, wow.
Call.
His tempers were flaring just a bit before we came on air. I think we can expect a lot of back and forth.
Oh, look at
this. Hey, here comes Chance Corneth with the Jack-3 offsuit.
He is not respecting that limp on the button out of Cabral whatsoever.
Makes it 2 million.
What an interesting hand to do it with as well. Certainly never limp folding. Something this pretty, Queen Jack of shoves. He looks back for the 34th time this hand.
It's just
Call.
pre-flop. Makes the call. 4.8 million in the pot, as you see in the bottom right corner of your screen. 9-7-3. Corneth does flop a 3.
You just love to see this sort of play out of Corneth, attacking out of position with this holding. He will do this with the very good and the very bad hands. And right now, is a huge favorite with Jack-3 off, out flopping Cabral.
Check, check on the flop. Turn brings the 5 of clubs.
You have to give credit to Cabral here as well, mixing in these limps on the button. It's very difficult to pinpoint him on what sort of range he would do this with. This sort of texture could absolutely favor him. As we can see, it's the suited Broadway type in this instance, but would he mix it in with a hand like 9-8, 6-8 suited, right?
Considering Martirosian's stack in the big blind, perhaps not wanting to get blown off one of those more playable hands by a jam pre if he opened. Instead just limps, was met with the raise from Chance. Check, check on the turn.
It may be awfully difficult to win, depending on the sizing. If Cabral does try to bluff at this thing, and how about that? 6.2 million.
The overbet river fire by Cabral with just queen high. Puts this Jack 3 in a difficult spot.
Everybody at home screaming, call, call.
That hand goes into the muck. And with that, Cabral has wrestled away the chip lead right off the bat.
Russell says Brandon is very smart. He can use Cabral to his advantage. Do you think he's playing some mind games here, Don?
I mean, I think Brandon seems like a people person.
Right.
You know, like he can be very social. He can interact well. Al Decarolis caused Al to just shove the 2 aces as opposed to betting smaller. Then maybe Cabral freaks out and check jams on you. You know, but Al just said, you know what, I'm just all in. And then he said, if you want to be a jack off, I'll be a jack off. You know, so.
Cabral checking on this swap. 800,000. Martin collects. Sorry, continues for 235, and here comes the check raise. Wow, there it is.
Told you. I mean, he's not.
Martin Rosian is not one to be messed with. Makes it 1.9 million. Action now back on Cabral.
3,015,000.
Wow!
Clicks it back.
Martin Cabral out of nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, did you just see that?
$15,000. 3,015,000. No, euros. Euros.
Wow!